Hello everybody, Ben here, and well, we are going to be taking a look at the nation. I decided to have a little bit of fun with this. We're going to be splitting the nation into a few different regions to see the politics of each region, and I kind of wanted to do this in some very specific ways. To see how each would be as its own independent nation. For starters, Alaska and Hawaii, because of their remoteness, are both going to be their own nations. So we're going to kind of look at each independently and talk about how those would be differently, but those will be towards the end of the series. Today we're just going to be doing a general overview of which regions we're going to cover and why I've assigned certain states to certain regions. So we're going to start with my favorite region and the region I'm from, which is the South. So we're going to start with the states that seceded from the Union. Okay. But we're also going to throw in the border states and West Virginia. We're going to leave Maryland, Delaware, and D.C. for a different region because I don't think they're culturally part of the South anymore. Even though you can classify them as South because they are both south of the Mason-Dixon line. Anyway, Kentucky, Missouri, and Oklahoma. So this is going to be our region. This is the region I'm going to classify as the South. And the reason why I tossed in these three states and Oklahoma is they are very culturally similar to southern states. And West Virginia was a part of Virginia for a very, very long time. I'm not including Indiana, even though you could almost argue that it's very similar to the South, or even part of it. But we won't. The next region we're going to talk about. Next region we're going to talk about is what I'm going to call the Mid-Atlantic, which is going to be D.C., Delaware, Maryland, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and New York. Okay? And I'm including these because these are the Mid-Atlantic states. I don't think they are as connected to the Northeast as maybe people would like to think. And also they are just not connected, to the other areas. These are definitely not similar. Pennsylvania to a degree, but they're not too similar to the Midwest, nor are they particularly similar to the South. So that's why I'm separating them. Of course, the New England states, we're going to have them as their own nation. And we'll probably just call it New England. And that just makes sense because it is a very traditional, traditional region. Okay, the next region we're going to look at, I'm going to call it the Midwest. And those are the states we're going to be including in the Midwest. I think that's a reasonable region to call the Midwest. Though I could also include the states in the Midwest, but I don't... It's tough because these states are kind of Rust Belty. And these are more agricultural, and this is its own thing completely because it's split between agriculture and Rust Belt. But I am going to these states, Iowa, Minnesota, Wisconsin, Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, and Michigan, those are going to be its own nation. the next region we're going to have is, I'm going to call this the West. And before you ask, yeah, I'm including all of that is the West. That said, if we look at it, you can clearly tell these three states would have most of the power of the West. So perhaps we'll put it as the West and the left coast. But I think we'll just break it into the West, because I think that's a region. I'll go ahead and split the West Coast off. So we'll be putting the West, we'll call this kind of just the West, and we'll call this the coast. Maybe we'll call it Cascadia or something. So anyway, those are the regions, and kind of the reasoning is I wanted to go based off of cultural divides as well as historical reasons. For example, I went with this is the South. I mean, this is here's the South, if we only went with southern states that seceded. However, I feel like tossing these in because of cultural reasons makes most sense. Just like this is New England. You know, and here's the Midwest. And of course that's the Mid-Atlantic, and of course this is the West, and Alaska and Hawaii are their own entities. And oh yeah, we'll go ahead and split off the West Coast. I think that's only fair. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching this little brief overview, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.